right, there we go. We're being recorded at present. Got stuff, got the messages over here. So if I see any questions pop up, I'll try to answer them as we go because I might skip over information inadvertently as we're going. And now, dun dun dun. Oop, need to share screen. Okay, bring that one up. I need to doing stuff in the background here. You don't see it. Don't look behind the curtain. There we go. Share. Screen two. Share. Oh, look at that. Came right up. Put this one over here. Okay, you can't see me anymore. I can see me. We can see people there. Let me minimize that for now. Let me go back down here. Go over here. Yeah, yeah, I talked through this just so you know I'm doing stuff in the background and haven't just blown you off. Okay, talking Craig Martelle. Yay, yay. Okay. Okay, there we go. Thumbnail videos. Okay. What I need to see on this side is I'm looking for the chat screen so I don't miss hang on, I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get her up here pretty soon. There we go. There, that's not the one I want. This one here, screen sharing. No, that's not one either. Sorry, sorry. Peace, love, happiness, joy. Okay. Mute. Um, what the hell? Why is it not bringing up my Hooyah thing? Ah, there we go. All right, I've got that. That in the window. I'll just have to check that every now and then. All right. Greg the Idiot's quick start to Amazon advertising. Let's take a look. Let's dive in. Session four, what we're going to start with is author.amazon.com and show you some things you can do there to improve your product listing. So you're aware where you can adjust your product listing, where you can add stuff to your product listing, and where you can track it and all the various versions of that book. And then we're going to go dip our toes into marketing. And that's advertising.amazon.com. You take the plunge, you add your credit card, your tax data, fill out your tax interview all the way to the end. Make sure, especially if you're not in the US, because uh, you don't want that 30% automatically taken out of your revenue until such time as you and then have to beg the IRS to give it back to you. So you don't want that taken out. You got to fill out the tax form all the way to the end. I'll talk you through understanding the dashboard and the data. And then we're going to look at the ad types offered, but we're only going to use one, and that's sponsored products. We're going to talk about the benefits of automatic ads, and that's all I'm going to talk through today. And this is going to take the whole time talking through those, doing an automatic ad, and then how to analyze that for further review and further implementation to improve your ads. What are you doing? How does it look? How do you make money from from these ads? Where do you get your cash? All right, all of that. When you go to Amazon, author.amazon.com, that's your author page. That's where when you publish a book on kdp.amazon.com, then that will show over here. So you need two pages. And this one shows you some cool things that you can't do over on the other pages. And also it allows you to bypass some of the other pages for stuff. So here, home, it shows you your followers. You can see how many Amazon followers you have. You can see book recommendations in your own words, which is just good marketing, good branding. And then you can go see all your books. You can see your sales ranks. You can see customer reviews, which are, I think they finally fixed that and the customer reviews are populating once again. But there you go. You can see your author page. What does that mean? How do you present to people? And that is what it's really all about. Readers can't see this page. This is just for you. But this is edit your profile. Your profile. I mean, that's what readers see from you. So if you click edit profile, here's where you go. It gives you, for me, I've got one in English and I have one specifically in German too. So for all my books that are specifically .de, that are primary German audience, this is what they'll see. So there it is.
He knows half what
Author
you
page,
do.
it gives you
You've
the
got
short URL
92%.
link there
I
on your
have good
author page.
utilization. Why would you have low?
You
He doesn't
can't do
smoke or anything.
RSS feeds. You used to be able to, and that was cool. You
You
would
know,
have your
this
blog
guy.
would instantly populate your author page. That was really cool. Well, you can't get it anymore.
I don't know, but his the
And
percentage of
photos and videos, you can
oxygenation
put
is
photos
low
and
in
videos on there. Shows you your picture, all
the
that
blood.
good stuff. Just here's where you fix and
He's
you
awfully
improve your
sweet. He's doing so
presentation.
much to try and help other readers. Doesn't charge.
So
92%.
next up from that is
97.
let's go to books. So profile, you click through, you'll see it's
Oh, okay.
self-explanatory. I don't need to go through what that stuff does. Self-explanatory. You
I
want to
don't
change your
actually like
picture?
his books, but
Hit
they
right
sell.
here.
So I'd rate
Thumbs
his
up.
books because
Somebody
they're
needs
not
to
many
mute.
books. Not
Can
very
you, Craig,
quality.
can you ask somebody to mute, please?
Oop, oop, let me go back here and mute people. You crazy people. Who's not muted? Hang on just a second. Got
But
that. There's that one. Oh man. Sometimes I tell you what, Zoom will be the death of me. Team chat. There we go. Okay, no, that's not what I want. I want people. I want the people. It's not contacts. Hang on, hang on. We have the power. Jim, I could use your help. Jim. Okay. Why in the heck? Why in the heck is this not I absolutely don't know how I can get the main screen back. It's not giving me the option to do any damn thing. Hang on, hang on. I'm still fumbling around here. Suppose I absolutely can't find people again. Yeah, I'm really sorry about this, everybody. Actually getting very, very angry about this, not being able to find it. So please, yeah, if somebody jumps on and they're talking, stop them. I don't know why I can't. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Participants. There we are. See somebody's. There we go. Mute all. There we go. Allow participants to unmute themselves. No. Mute all. There we go. And mute new. All right. Good. Got it. Thank you. I'm there. I'm back. I'm live. I'm happening. I'm now. All right. Let me put that over here. Let's go back to this. Sorry about that delay, everybody. We're good. Um, this down here. Where are we? Okay. Oop. Bail out of that. All right. Author profile. There we are. You can change everything. Self-explanatory there. So I click on books. Here's what I get. Okay, obviously I have quite a few books, quite a few. I think it comes up with uh, some 250 or something like that. It's ridiculous. But what you see here is also you see the number of editions. See two editions, six editions here in this one, five editions here. Okay, so you can deal with each of the editions that you have. search your bookshelf. So if a book isn't showing up for you, then you go up here, add it now. That's where they hide it. Damn it. Okay. Out of control here. All right. Yeah, you can add it there. And then, so all of your books, and this is whether you publish them or not. So if somebody else is publishing, you have a publisher, you have a mid list, you have a partner, and they publish it, but you're the co-author. Here's where you will see all of that. And the good thing is, if you have a blurb and your partner's out of town and you want to change the blurb, you can do that. You can do that without having published the book. So, way cool opportunities. So, click on one of the books. I'm going to click on Battleship Leviathan here. And this is what I get: 5 formats and editions. I got a Kindle, I got a hardcover, I got a paperback, I got an Audible, and I've got an audio CD. All different kinds of formats for this book. And now if I want to do something with the Kindle, I just can click on that. Kindle. Here we go. Link. And it brings up this page. We're on this page now. Edit book details, US only, because I'm logged into the US account, because that's where I am. I do have a co.uk, I have a .de, I have a .au account login, but I'd have to log in under those. Okay. Uh, So you're looking at this. Okay, you can view it on Amazon. That will open up a new window. You can edit book details, edit your ebook details. What can you do with those? What are available? Everything, everything. Your editorial reviews. This is if somebody gives you some blurbs to give, like, hey, this is a great book. It kept me enraptured until the explosive ending by James Patterson. Well, cool. You can put that here. Editorial reviews. And that's editorial reviews. That's not reviews where you get stars and shit like that. That's the somebody gives you a blurb. All editorial reviews, these are other ones that get submitted. You have to request a correction. That's you don't submit those directly, but you don't need to. You can do your editorial reviews. You can add them right here, even if you didn't publish that book, which I did not. Battleship Leviathan is published by Ethon Books for me. Product description. So we have the blurb here. I can edit that. Now, the only danger with editing it in this screen is if there's a price change or anything else, it will go back, it will default back to the prior blurb. So if you make a blurb change here because your partner's out of town, there's something else going on, your publisher's at a conference, you just do it. You can do it here, and then you send them a note and say, here's the permanent blurb. So if you could change it in the kdp.amazon.com, the KDP dashboard, then it will stay there forever. But if you make the change here, it will go away anytime you make a change on that listing. Like you do a price change, you do a Kindle countdown deal. Pretty much anytime you do anything in there, it will go back to the default blurb. So any changes here are, let's say, cosmetic until you can make them permanent. But you can make those changes. That's a huge benefit if you publish with other people. I have like 5 different publishers, so this is a huge benefit. What's up next? Let's go back here. Back here, you see profile books, reports, and marketing. Ooh, you can do marketing out of this page? Not really, but you can do some stuff that will help your marketing. There's your book, reports and marketing. Book recommendations. Here's where you're making recommendations, but Amazon is taking those recommendations and putting them out there for you. So when somebody goes to your page, they'll see, hey, these are the books that Craig recommends. So make sure it's kind of aligned with your books. You don't want books that are so way out there that people who read them won't read your books. Now, there could be ancillary or tenuous connections. Hey, this is what helped me think like I do. Great. Put it out there. Share those recommendations. Here's where you can see your Amazon followers. I have over 75,000 Amazon followers. Sales rank. This is where you can see the book ranks all in one area, all in one screen. Relative, you got to scroll if you got books like me. Book scan looks at traditional publishing kind of metrics. I don't ever look at that because it's mostly paperbacks. And customer reviews. This is where you can look at and see a scrolling screen of the most recent reviews. And it caps, as I found out, it caps at 10,000. They don't show more than 10,000 written reviews. So book recommendations, you click on that. Hey, Starship, Backyard Starship, great book by Terry Maggart and Jan Chaney. Dragon Riders of Pern, very influential book for me. I loved it. Starship Troopers, yeah, I like that book too. And then, oop, whoa, out of control. All right. What's a book that opened your eyes to a new perspective? I prepared this. I actually put a book in there, Quiet. It's a book about introverts. So I put that one in there. Open eyes to new perspective. What's a book that is important to you right now that's blank? So they don't show anything. They don't put something like author declines to provide a book that was important to him. No, no, you just don't see that that recommendation is there. But this is all stuff you can do. You see where you can do books by others. I'm a big fan of that. Books because I'm not the buy my book kind of guy. Books I've written, I can look there and see other things that I might push, and that gives you an opportunity to, once again, passively and with no cost to you, push books and bring people into your fold because, hey, this person likes the same books I like. Oh, and they write books too. Let me take a look. There's a lot of that. You get an immense amount of that. Especially if people know, hey, this person likes Dragon Rider. I love Dragon Riders. This person likes Starship. I love Starship Troopers. Cool. The movie or the book. I mean, you always got to clarify with that. I like both. They're both entertaining. So there you go. Various things to help your brand, various things to help your advertising, help your business without necessarily advertising. Make sure that you connect with your readers in every way possible. And that's with the uh, author.amazon.com page. Go through that. Even if you only have one book published, fill out those that reports and marketing, fill that out. Add books that you like, influential books, books that changed your way of thinking, books that you recommend because you can, and it makes your author page look that much more robust and influential for readers. Sign into Amazon Amazon ads. This is advertising.amazon.com. And when you first sign in, it automatically takes me past those screens. So, and even when I tried to log off and log back in, it just automatically put me in. So I don't have screenshots of what it's like when you say, I would like to go to this country and start an account. Uh, it's going to be somewhat self-guiding, but you have to fill everything out. And most importantly is your tax information. And there'll be a tax and reports screen. You click that out, you fill it all out. So you can make set this up your way. You've got to pay as you go. That's with ads. This is pay as you go. You don't get anything free over here. So you got to have a credit card or a bank account or something on file so they can bill you and get paid. And it's important because if you don't pay, they stop all of your ads like right now. And there's no grace period. So make sure your credit card has a lot of time left on it and make sure you update your credit card before it runs out. So select a country. Well, US of A, because that's where I am. And also, it's one of the biggest markets for books in English. So I pull that up. Here's the first screen that shows up. Here's all of mine. I've already filtered it for active campaigns. And then also over here, I filter by spend because how much I'm spending. Oh, yeah, that's not true. I guess I didn't on this one. Filter on spend because what's spending the most is what's taking the most of my money. And here you'll see a little later, this is almost $2,000 for that I've spent in 30 days, and I'm okay with that. That's not that much. So look at this. Oh my, so much data here. Look at all this data. It's not overwhelming. You've got the campaigns. I have very descriptive names on the campaigns, and that's important. Don't just go with what they put out because that'll mean nothing to you. Like I here I have my military sci-fi. I have post-apocalyptic. Here's a manual one, SP. This is an ad that actually Amazon started for me. Generic free trader, Ian Bragg, a dynamic ad, release strategies. I have my nonfiction in here. I have a defensive ad, Ian Bragg thrillers, two different defensive ads, and I have Ian Bragg 4 for some ungodly reason is out here by itself. A Rick Bannock auto ad, and then on those I have the dates. So 2021 10/13. That's when I started that ad. I could probably shut it down, but it got 53,000 impressions in the last month. Spent 18, earned 3, but got 1,200 page reads. Okay, not too bad. But that's it. Here's your budget, and you can click on that and change that here in this screen. It's better if you change it in, you go over, click that blue. Whoa, don't do that now yet. You click the blue to go into that campaign and change it there because you have a little more control over exactly what that means. Impressions. So date range, always check your date range. $30 a day, 2.4 million impressions, 7.4% top of search. That is cool because this is when your ad is presented, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, you get top of search where somebody searches for a book and then they bring up the search listings. The other way is when somebody else's product page is up, you see sponsored and it'll show your book as one of the many there. Those are the two biggest places to get your book in front of people. But top of search, that is when somebody searches because they're searching to buy something. So you want to be top of search, and generally 5%, less than 5% is the norm. But this one ad really rock and rolls, and 7.4%. And if you look, I started at March 8th and just let it run. $30 a day, 1,500 clicks, click-through rate 0.06%. So get a lot of impressions, but only less than what 6/100ths of a percent click through. But for 900 spend, earned 900, and KENP read 43,000. So, and be careful because your sales 900, they calculate the full retail price. So I'm only getting about 70% of this. So now, oh, no, I'm not making money. But with 40,000 page reads, which are not included in this, I am. So A cost 99%. Yeah, I'm doing okay on that ad. 100%, 300%. Keep in mind, there's the main book that sells the first book, and these are all series. Every one of these is a series. So if I get 100 to 500%, I'm good on that A cost because of the read through. And keep in mind, they don't they don't include the KENP, the page reads in the total sales and earnings. That changes the dynamic rather significantly. See, 81,000 page reads, but they only gave me credit for 15 orders. No, no, I got way more orders than that. But so that's the data. It's eyeball, it's Kentucky windage. It's not it's not exact because the sales, they use the retail price. Keep in mind you're probably 70% of that or even less if you've got a book on sale. Take the numbers with a grain of salt. All right. Here's a click on the generic mill sci-fi ad. This is how it comes up. Gives you your spend. Also look at your date range. Here's the date range. So it's the last 30 days. Blue, what is blue? It'll tell you, it'll give you a blue is spend, green is ACOS. So my A, what is ACOS, you say? Well, I'll tell you. It's average cost of sale. so, so the average cost of the sale. That means for a dollar I spend, it says I earn $1 of total revenue. And that's not my revenue. That's between the two of us, Amazon and me. That's what we earn. So ACOS under 100% on multi-book series is good. So one of my best performing, it's an auto ad. The details that matter, cost per click. People found some interest, and that cost per click is 45 cents is all. 45 cents. Okay, if you look at generally what ads are costing nowadays, my thriller ads can cost up to $2 a click. So, needless to say, I don't have a lot of those running because I'm not paying $2 a click. Spend, that's your total spend over that time period. Sales, pure retail sales number. ACOS is kind of bogus, max bogosity. and KENP read. These are not included in the ACOS calculation. So if you're not in KU, you can select out of those. You can refine what data you see, and you can click that off so it doesn't show it. So yeah, it's perfectly effective if you're not in KENP, if you're not in KU. Why? Because then Amazon is targeting buyers and not KU readers. Now, Amazon's algorithms understand there are people who like books in KU and there are people who buy books. So if you're not in KU, they're not spending your money to show it to KU readers. So they are as effective if you keep that in mind. You're putting your book out there to buyers and not buyers or subscription readers. So yes, don't get yourself wrapped around the axle thinking that, oh, see, I'm getting screwed because no, no, not at all. It's just they show my book to KU readers because they know that this person has a KU subscription. And when that person brings up my product page, the very big button on the right-hand side of the screen says read for free. That's read as part of your KU subscription. It's not free because you pay for it. $11.99 here in the US, but you don't pay any extra to read that book. There we go. You click over, choose your, so start create campaign is what you hit. Let's go back here. That would be, so when you come into this screen, when you first enter, if you haven't done an ad before, this will all be empty. And you'll hit create campaign. Bink, bink. And your campaign types, sponsored, I put a big cross on sponsored display. You cannot get those to work. You need Amazon helping you to get those to work. And that's a lot of money. You got to pay for Amazon management group. Where are the ads showed? Well, that's what this whole session is about. So hang on, be patient. Patience is a bitter cup from which only the strong may drink. So hang on, be patient. This is what we're doing now. All right. I just wanted to show you the data screen because that comes up first. That comes up first. So if it's blank, create campaign. You click on that. Do not do sponsored displays. I'm telling you, usually I say, hey, they never worked for me. No, you can spend a god awful amount of money and you're getting no benefit. You need Amazon to tweak those algorithms, and only they can do. Amazon Marketing Group, I think they charge roughly $30,000 a month. So you can pay a lot of money just so you can be on the Kindle lock screen. So don't do that. Don't even consider that. Sponsored brands. How can you tell a sponsored brand from a sponsored product? Sponsored brands don't use covers. That's a new change. So if you see something that looks like just a picture on your product page or that you're shown from Amazon, that's going to be a sponsored brand campaign. But if you see a cover on an ad or cover on the sponsored listing that's on your product page, then it is a sponsored product ad. Sponsored product ads are perfectly fine. They will do everything you need them to do until you have a lot more savvy with your advertising budget potential intelligence. Let's start an ad. First and foremost, you have to have the right attitude. It's about putting your book in the right reader's hands. You have to get that book into the right reader's hands. You can't just hit it and hope, publish it and hope that people will find it. No, they'll never find your book. It's project management and chess. It's not checkers. It's not standing on with a sandwich board in front of the local Starbucks. That would be the brute force approach. Project management and chess. Project management is the steps in getting that book in front of people, the steps in refining a blurb and your keywords to make sure that it's being shown to the right people. Don't annoy the readers with, oh my God, there's my book, my book. Oh, my book is there. Active, but also passive. You don't want to beat them around the head and shoulders with your book. So create a campaign, sponsored products. And this is where Amazon will help you immensely. They'll help you understand whether you've got your keywords and blurb on target with who they think should be buying your book. And that's why custom text or standard ad, that's why I choose standard ad, a standard ad. Why? Because I don't have to do the custom text. If you do a custom text, make sure if you're going to throw those few words out there on somebody's book page that you have a super cool hooky hook of penultimate hookiness. You get 130 characters, and sometimes they use them all where you can see it. Sometimes you can't see it all. So you want to keep that super hook as short as possible. A limitation if you use a custom text ad is you can only advertise one book. You can advertise all the products within that book, the ebook, the paperback, and the hardcover, but you can't advertise all the books in the series. If you use a standard ad with no custom text, you can advertise all the books in the series, and this is my key to success. So, custom text ad, standard ad, automatic targeting. Standard ad, that's no text. You don't have to add anything. Automatic targeting, you don't have to do anything there except let Amazon show it to who they think will buy it based on their understanding of your blurb and your keywords. So, no braining required. This is where you can remove your desire to overthink. Stop it. Just put your ad in front of the right people. And you know who the right people are? You don't, but Amazon does based on your blurb and your keywords. So if you're getting the wrong categories after you start these ads, you're getting the wrong readers, you're getting a lot of impressions, but no click through, no buys. There's a disconnect probably between your blurb and your keywords. It's not showing it to the right people. Amazon doesn't look at the cover because their algorithms aren't that refined and say, well, this cover doesn't quite match. If people click, they're clicking on the cover. So the cover will have already enticed them, but so that may be a misalignment on your part that then they get over there and the blurb doesn't seal the deal. The blurb sells the book. And the blurb and keywords, if you've got them on target, then Amazon will be showing them to the right readers and you'll start making sales. So if it's not working, if you put this out there and you get a million impressions and you get no sales, you've got issues with the between your cover alignment, so people are clicking on it, and the blurb isn't closing the deal. And the keywords are working with the blurb to put that book in front of the wrong readers. They think it's the right readers, but nobody's buying your book. So that's not Amazon screwing you, that's you misaligning your book. So you got to look at your blurb. Always keep your old blurbs, but you got to look at your blurb and say, is this right? Is this enticing enough and closing the deal? So there we go. Custom text standard ad. What happens next? We hit standard ad. Did this not go ahead? Okay. When you hit standard ad, then it says add group settings. And because an ad group, that's a group because I'm putting all the books in there. I can put all of them all the ones. So add group setting. I named it Glory Series 1 to 5, 2024, 1025. So this year, October 25th, I started that ad for Glory and I did the search. I got a lot of books, right? And they show every individual product here that's written. They don't show audio. So every product here, there it is. So 13 results. Why do I have 13? Because the fourth book is coming out tomorrow, and the first three are out. Well, three times four products each is 12, plus the one pre-order, that's 13. There we go. And here you see there's three books. Actually, it's four books because the one that comes out tomorrow, I already have the paperback and hardcover published, and then the pre-order for the fifth book is out, so that's 13. So three books, three products each. There we go. Search, so find all your products and add them all. Add them all. That's the key to success here because Amazon will know people who only buy paperbacks. They'll know people who only show hardcovers or buy hardcovers. Why don't you want to sell a hardcover to a reader? And you don't have to advertise it separately. And what that will also do by putting all the products together in an ad group, you're going to save it's going to drop your CPC. I looked at a custom text ad on Glory for just the ebook, and the ad bid prices were 30 to 40% higher for just the ebook. So you save overall by advertising the ebook with the paperback. That's all you need to do. Even if you only have one product, ebook and paperback, put them together and you'll get a lower CPC. And Amazon will show it to paperback buyers. Why not sell a paperback? I always get paperbacks. I always have paperbacks made every single time because I want one on my shelf, but also because advertising is a whole lot easier if you let Amazon show the right product to the right readers. And it's really that simple. You just select them, add a book to advertise. So you see they're all added over there. And then you scroll down this screen, and next up is targeting. Oh, automatic. Let Amazon do that for you. Let them tell you, is your blurb and your keyword, are your blurb and keywords aligned? Automatic targeting, you see 50 cents here, which is on the high end. I could go as low as 26 cents. But okay, I've got a little more money to spend because our sales are pretty good. So I'll go 50. I'm not going to go more than 66, but 26 to 66. The bids for the ebook only were 41 to 88, I think. 41 to 88 cents. So not as bad as it is in thrillers, but still not great. My when I can get 26 to 66 cents. Negative keywords. These are important when you start after you start collecting data. Can you show how to create? I'm showing you that right now. The It's standard ad. The standard ad is the ad group as opposed to a custom text ad. That's it. It's a sponsored product. There you go. So negative keywords. You got to have the data. Negative keyword, negative product targeting are the same principle. So once you start collecting data, you see that people who click on this book, all kinds of people are clicking on that book on the target, but nobody's buying your book. Use that as a negative keyword. Sometimes it's really random, like romantic interlude. You look at it like, what the hell? How is that word triggering like 12 people to click on my ad? And then none of them are buying my book because romantic interlude isn't my book. So there you go. You can add that in. So Amazon will then not show it to people who type in romantic interlude. Easy enough. Bob's your uncle. And then you scroll down a little farther on that screen and campaign bidding strategy. You don't have to increase your bids. You can do dynamic bids down only, where they're going to lower your bid if that's an opportunity. Fixed bids, if you would say, I'm just going to set this, it all comes back to what can your budget tolerate? They won't exceed your maximum budget as averaged over 7 days. What people are seeing is they have a budget of $25. They might spend $30. That's over my budget. Yes, but over 7 days, they won't exceed what $175 over 7 days. And they average it. So if they spend more today and more tomorrow, you can be sure that they're going to spend less on a couple other days, or they spent less before those 2 days moving in. That's how it appears that they're spending more than your budget because it's averaged. I use dynamic bids up and down, and what I find that much more of my ads are bid lower as opposed to higher. I rarely get where they go higher. But you saw I also bid a little more, 50 cents on a 26 to 66 range. Amazon knows this stuff. I trust that they are aware of how low you can go and not get visibility. Some people push that and go down to 20 cents, but that's do you want to get the sales or not? They're trying to find where's the sweet spot on those bids. And also, past history will help you get the lower bid price. If you have a high click-through rate, a good sales, like my military sci-fi ad, then they'll show that cheaper because people are clicking on that and buying. Amazon is all about closing the deal. You're gonna pay more and more the more often people don't buy off your ad. So if you get a lot of clicks and not a lot of buys, you're hurting the algorithm's understanding of you. So that comes at a cost, not making the sale. Now, the good news is it's the numbers are huge. Like you saw mine, 0.06% click-through rate, but it was still good. I mean, it still had a lot of sales, $900 in sales. And that's without the page reads. All good money as far as Amazon's concerned. Adjust bids by placement. This can cost you some money. I did the top of search. I bid. I bid down, but then went up like 100% for this. I went 200% to get top of search, and it didn't fundamentally change my sales. So I just leave this as it is, and then let Amazon put that book on the top of sales for the good ads. And you saw I had one ad that was really delivering up at the top. So going to when you click, how did I get to this screen? Okay, when you click on your ad, so you submit it, there you are, Bob's your uncle, you're in, sponsored products. Okay, you're here. You click on generic mail SF, that sends you over here. Now you click on this again. That's where you get to, that's once you have the ad set and running, then you can click here, settings. Glory Book 4 sales campaign. Here's one that I have, Glory Book 4. Oh, this is a new one. I'm sorry. I need to follow my own train of thought. Yes, the books are all print on demand, POD. Let Amazon take care of that. You publish it, you let it go. Let them handle it. That's paperbacks. No, I don't stock any paperbacks. Well, in my garage, yes, but that's different. All right. I started a new campaign here. Glory Book 4. That's the one that comes out tomorrow. Portfolio, I've got a Glory Mill SF, and your portfolios, you can set those up. That's advanced level. You just get that ad started to begin with, and then you'll see that the portfolios will pop up. I'm only running this for 10 days. So this is a very narrow campaign. Daily budget, I'm going to kick it up to 50 because, hey, it's okay to spend because I want to get this book in front of as many people as possible. You consolidate your portfolios, and you'll see those when you're doing it. And if you don't worry about it. You can search, you can find them. And also, you've got the little information screen here. Don't hesitate to hover over that, and you get the information. It shows you what you need to know. So it takes a lot of time. What I recommend is Ads for Authors by Learn Self Publishing. Ricardo Fayette of Reedsy has redone the Amazon ads section, and that is phenomenal. I talked with James Blatch on that on Thursday, and he went through it. He's going through it now. He said this he's learning stuff, and he's been doing ads, Amazon ads for years, and doing them as part of a course. So, and ads for authors that goes into extreme detail on all of this stuff. Now, it'll take you we figured 3 weeks to go through it. It's actually only 6 to 7 hours of presentations. However, there's a significant amount of information, and there's no humming and hawing like I'm doing here as I'm going through looking at these screens. He has it. It's very well organized, and it hits you right between the eyes, and will take you about 3 weeks to go through that whole thing. And that's where you can get it for free, do it yourself, check all these eyes, and look at what's there, or you can get edumacated and take a course. So it depends how fast you want it. If you're willing to take your time and learn, hey, you can do it for free. So there's okay. I clicked that ad campaign. The good news is when you start a campaign, it shows you a mini dashboard of here's what you just put in. Portfolio, that's Glory, military science fiction. It's scheduled. It's going to end. Daily budget target is US. Automatic targeting, dynamic bids up and down. Glory series 1 to 5. So it's an ad group. That means I put more than one book in there. Default bid, 50 cents. 8. So it's 13 products. No negative keywords, no negative products. Adjust bids by placement. I didn't do any of that either. But here is the nice dashboard of everything you put in on a creative campaign. Now, what happens when you put that book out there? So that was it. That's simple. There it is. You can start a create campaign, do an ad, and you don't have to type in any text. You don't have to think about what genre it is. Let Amazon do that for you. What you did have to do was make sure your blurb was good and your keywords were on point. We talked about those in the first three sessions. So here you go. Here's this product page. This is the ad I just started for Glory 4. All right, there it is. Book 405. There's my co-author Ira, looking good. Now, what kind of ad is this? That's a custom text ad. Why? Because it's got text. What kind of ad is this? It's not the custom text ad. Where's ads for authors? Learn self-publishing. Hang on just a second. I Is Elaine watching? Because if somebody has my super cool affiliate link from Facebook, if you could copy that over into the chat, I'd appreciate it for the ads for authors courses in the Successful Indie Author group, the ads for authors course. And it closes next Wednesday, so it closes in 4 days. That's where you can find that course. But here, this is a non-custom text ad. So this is the ad group. So there you go. Two sponsored so real estate, prime real estate. Since this is a pre-order, it's not read for free, but as soon as it goes live, it will be read for free will be that big orange button, and then a little line underneath it will say or buy for $4.99. So this is the real estate you get. Where else are you going to find those? Okay, you scroll down a little bit on that product page and you find this more like recommended. Okay, there's no sponsored here. These aren't ads. These are based off your browsing and buying history and what Amazon thinks aligns. And this is really prime real estate because there's only 5 pages of these recommendations. There's only 6 pages of these recommendations. You go down to products related. You keep scrolling down on your product page. Products related, sponsored. These are ads. And these are custom text kind of ads. Here's one that's not custom text and page 1 of 20. So if your ad sucks, you're going to be relegated to page 20 and nobody is going to scroll all the way over there looking for your book. And here, these folks are paying some money to get on my page. Guaranteed. There they are. And that's what it looks like. Hey, thank you for copying that text, that link in there. Appreciate it. All right. So let's go back and take a look. Generic mill SF, when I started in March, I pulled this a little later, 901, sales 846. Some sales dropped off. Let's take a look. Okay. So when you go over to that campaign, here's where you've got your ad groups, placements, negative targeting, budget rules, campaign settings, history. So all of this stuff. So create an ad group. You can do that here. Ad group, generic mill SF, super wide. That's this, that's this generic campaign. What's going to be next? Okay, you click on that, and then it shows you still, okay, ads targeting, same screens up there for information. Different screen. Aha, look at that. It's leading you astray there. But ad groups, placements, it just shows you where the stuff is. That's not the details. You got to click here on the generic mill SF super wide on the name of your ad, and then you'll get some different information up here. And this shows targeting. Who are they showing it to? Search terms. These are the exact terms people are using where they get your book on their page as a response. So here, spend. So not only is half my month spent on this one ad, a big chunk of this one spend is on one book in one ad. Oh my God, and that book is only 99 cents. Yes, first book in the series. Like you saw, it's got 4,100 reviews. It's sold a zillion copies. No, it's okay. Sales 127, 11,000 page reads. It's okay. It's okay. Because then you got books 2, 3, and 4. And now it might show book 2, 3, and 4 to people uh, in as an ad. Maybe some people like seeing a book two, a three, or four in a series and then go back to buy book one. Buying behavior, everything you've ever bought on Amazon is included in your profile that they use for advertising. Not only are you buying their products, you are the product. Keep that in mind whenever you're buying weird stuff for other people as gifts. Make sure you list it as a gift for somebody else and don't send it to your house. Otherwise, you're going to get weird ads, which you don't want. So, ads, targeting. So, clicks, number of impressions, what's your spend, what's your cost per click, what are the orders. So, you've seen this before. That was on the main search page. It gave you this information, but now it's refined by every product. Total 70 products. I've got that data for every single one of those products. Oh, you can change the daily budget amount every day if you want. I wouldn't. I wouldn't change it more than once a week or every couple weeks. All right. You go down to, go here. You go to targeting. Targeting. Here's how they show it. You got that little eye there. So you hover over that for compliments, and it says shown to shoppers who view product pages that complement your book. How do they know it complements your book? Blurb, keywords, close match search terms closely related to your book. Loose match, loosely, substitutes shown to shoppers on similar product pages. Oh, that doesn't work. Well, kind of double check. Substitutes, yeah, no, it doesn't work. Look at spend $2 didn't make anything, 0.02%. Now, the good news is the bid's only 45 cents on this one. Suggested bid 56, 39, 44, 20. You can go cheaper on the other ones. Compliments are the big one. And see top of search, I'm getting 9% top of search on complimentary products. Amazon knows, they know the buyer behavior and they know your book based on blurb keywords. And once you have enough sales, they then know your book and the alignment based on who's buying your book. So until then, you have to count on your blurb and keywords. After you've made a buttload of sales, then you can count on that reader buying behavior and that type of reader, which of course Amazon has lookalike audiences. So then they show it, send it to, they're showing it to people who are buying a book. That's why that 9% top of search, that's a win. They're showing it to people who buy right at the top of their searches. Can't beat it. You scroll down, take a look, search terms. Here are the terms that people are using, and it's showing them. Now you look, okay, these are all my stuff. Craig Martelle, Battleship Leviathan series, the actual book. But then you get here, Leviathan Wakes. What is that? That is from The Expanse. That's like book seven of The Expanse. So I got 10 clicks, but that's not my book. That's not my series. But, but I got 31.97 in sales. I got three sales and 31.97. That tells me they bought the paperback. So here are people who who are looking for The Expanse, but they're buying the paperback of my series. And that's the value of bringing your paperbacks as part of the ad group. Look at that. So I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to make that a negative keyword, even though initially I would think that, oh, that's not my series. Hey, if they're searching for it and then they're buying off it, great. Backyard Starship, that's the one I recommended. Remember right up front. Well, those people, those silly buggers, they're not buying my book. So I might put Backyard Starship as a negative keyword because there's 11 clicks. I paid $5.50 to not sell a book. And give it a few. Give it a few. So it's not like there's one click and no sale. No, no. You need at least 5 clicks. I think 10 is better. So I'm looking at these up here. Okay, maybe military science fiction. Hmm. It is military science fiction, so I don't know why that one's not resonating. So no. Do I check my ad data? Oh, heavens no. I check them once a week and maybe once every 2 weeks because I got all generic stuff. So there you go. There's the information. Negative targeting, click there. You can add your negative keywords there. So if I wanted to add backyard starship, if I wanted to add uh, a Leviathan Wakes, which is from The Expanse, then I would do that here. And once you do that here, they remove those, and now you're not going to pay when people search that term. And it's that simple. Find what's not working that people are clicking and not buying, and add those as your negative keywords. Search term Battleship Leviathan. Okay, six six buys. Well, let's see, 6 clicks and 6 buys. So people who are looking for that book, the blurb is closing the deal. So this is a little bit of a brag. If you can get 6 clicks and 6 buys off 6 clicks, you're winning. So there you go. Search and they buy. 6 buys, and there's 5 more books in that series too that then aren't going to show up as under ad dashboard. So that's just you looking at your revenue and saying, hey, these books are still selling pretty well. Ad group, generic mill SF super wide. It is active. It is delivering. So that's when you look at your ad group settings. Ad group settings is what you get. Repeats data you see elsewhere. I don't ever click on this because that's data I see elsewhere. History shows you the history of your ad. I'm not going to show you that because it's the history, and mine is blank because I generally don't change stuff once I start it. And most of the data is shown elsewhere. So if you toy with your keywords and other settings, then that'll show in here that these keywords were changed on this date. So you go up to add groups, placements, top of search, rest of search. This is where you would change that, even though you could do it at the other place as you're putting up your ad, creating your campaign. This is where you can change it afterwards. Placements. So you can look at it. Okay, here's what I'm getting. Do I want to bid more? Dynamic bids up and down to get top of search? What do I want to do? And you don't have to do dynamic bids on rest of search or product pages. I leave it all. I don't mess with success. That's why it's Craig the Idiot's Guide to Amazon Ads. You want to spend FB versus Amazon ads in terms of ad spend. You have to trial and error. It's going to cost you some money. It depends where your readership is. The thing with Amazon is people are going there to buy. The thing with Facebook is people aren't necessarily over there looking to buy anything. So you may get a lot more clicks. You may pay a lot of money and not make any sales. And also the data from Facebook is rough because uh, they can see that somebody clicked, but they can't see that they went to Amazon off that link, but then did they buy or not? Facebook doesn't know that. So you've got to match up your data. Okay. I did a search on these books. A search Glory Martelle. So this is what happens with top of search. Okay. All of my books are showing up top of search. How do you beat that? You don't, because there's top of search. So when somebody searches for your book, this is the screen they're going to get, the results. It shows Kindle Store, average customer reviews. You can click, and these are not what the average customer reviews of my books are. That's you can click on that and say, I only want to see books that are 4 and higher, or something like that. People usually don't search that way. What about if there's an audiobook version? Well, click on that. Wordwise enabled, click on that if that's how people search. This is a customer searching what they'll see. And what you want is the results. If somebody searches Glory Martelle, they're going to find all of my books. So that's the placement on top of search. Budget rules, you can add a budget rule, and I did one here. There you go. What a budget rule is. Rule name, Valentine's Day rule. Okay, so you might have a 1 day sale. and you want to change your budget. So schedule performance, perform. So increase if it's kicking butt, shown to a lot of people who are buying. Is it an event? Is it a date range? Run it all day, just run certain hours. All different kinds of things you can do here. Budget increase up to 26%. So this is all things that you can do, but with a budget rule on an ad, on a campaign. Is everybody's brain numb? All right. Bottom line. This is slide 118 out of 118. Bottom line, standard ad plus automatic targeting. Create an ad group, put all the books in that same genre, or you could just go with one series. My military sci-fi, you see 70 products. That's across four different series that I put the ebook, the paperback, and the hardcover, if I had one, into that ad. And that ad is doing very, very well. The recommended bid range, look at that, go middle of the bid range just to start off with. And daily budget, don't spend more than you can afford. Amazon generally doesn't spend all of your budget, but they could, especially once it starts resonating. If you're getting a lot of action on your ad, they'll spend right up to your budget. So daily budget, make sure, and then when you first start, uh, I would check it every couple days and make sure that it's not running the numbers up on you because you don't see anything. They don't send you a note saying, "Oh, hey, you spent your budget today." No, you don't get any of that. So you have to go. So when you first start an ad, maybe you do check it every day. But once you've got the ads running and you're spending the money, you can do this. Watch for data to populate and see how it's doing. Total spend versus sales. And if you're in KU plus page reads. Then look for the targeting. And targeting, what I mean by that is search terms. Look at the search terms within the ad. Who are who are they showing it to? What are those people searching on that they're showing them my book? And make sure it's correct. Otherwise, add the negative keywords because otherwise you're wasting money. If you want to scale up, you increase the budget first, and then second, you can increase your bids, your cost per click. Those are the two big levers that you can pull. But you can also then go manual ads and target very specifically. If I wanted to go after expanse readers, then I would target very specifically those books. And you can only do that with a manual ad where you target them. You list the ASIN or the book name. Amazon's smart. They understand that if you list those book names and the authors, James S.A. Corey, that then you're going to be there. But you're also going to find that because it's an extremely popular series with a television show, those ads, those bid prices are going to be high, very high compared to the generic version. Oh yeah, yeah. It's if you have an ad that's performing that had an end date, you can change that end date, go back in and list a new end date. Otherwise, with the new ad, it's starting with new data and it may not be anywhere near as good. And there's nothing you can do to save yourself by letting an ad campaign that's successful end. So sorry about that. Sorry you had to learn the hard way, but you learned for free. So yeah, you going back, I would start yet another one and start yet another one and start one until you start getting traction, then nuke the other ones. Maybe do a custom text ad with just the one book at a time, and see if you can get that to work for you. But yeah, yeah, it's more work. But yeah, once that ad ends, yeah, don't let them end. Don't let them end if they're working well. And you see that I leave mine run. I don't put end dates on them unless I have a very very specific need for that one ad, or if a book unpublishes. Like I run a an anthology each year, and that's 3 months. And at the end of that 3 months, it unpublishes, and I give everybody their ebook rates back. So that one, I absolutely don't want to be advertising that when it's unpublished. So I put an end date on those ads. All right, there we are. Let me kill this, kill that. Zoom, stop share. Okay, there we are. All right, I'm back. All right. Are ads worth investing in, even if I have just one book published? When are you going to learn? When are you going to learn ads and how they work? So the answer is play with the ads and learn how they work. Get more comfortable with them so you're ready to go. You can put a budget at $2. You can put the bid price at 26 cents and just see how they're resonating. Because if you're not getting any impressions, then there may be a problem with your blurb and keywords. So this is also stuff that you can learn. And if you are getting a bunch of clicks and not buys, you learn negative keywords. So doing rapid release, no, I wouldn't wait until three books are released. Yeah, as long as you have the second book on pre-order when you do the first book, add it in. Do an ad group, ad placement, and get yourself started so it can collect data. It can collect data on readers and potential readers. And then as you add books to it, add those to that ad. Because you can always edit the ad and add in more books as they become available, even if they're pre-order. Add in the paperback products once they're ready on that pre-ordered ebook, and keep that ad rolling because it's collecting data. And if people are buying your book off the first ad, by adding books in later, it will recycle it to those people and show it to them. So you'll be able to save on your cost per click and get those books in front of readers that you know already like the book. They already clicked on that ad. So rapid release. I actually don't do rapid release anymore. I don't storing books up. Any tips on keyword ads? Yes, use ones that apply to your book. I actually use Publisher Rocket, and I'm not trying to be flippant there. Keywords, that is an absolute constant battle and requires a lot of oversight on which keywords you use and each keyword and keyword targeting. Yeah, that's a manual ad. You're using keyword targeting. The Some keywords have huge cost per click requirements, other ones don't. And they don't for good reason because people don't usually search those terms or click on them. So when you do James S.A. Corey, you're going to pay, I don't know how much, but probably a fair bit on those ads, or The Expanse as a series with the ASIN to make sure that Amazon understands you mean the series. Those could cost you a lot. So keyword targeting, it takes a lot. That's your When people say, "Oh, ads are so hard," I spend an hour a day working on it. That's what they're doing. They're fiddling around with those keywords, trying to manipulate and get the most effective ones, and come up with more effective ones, and removing those that are ineffective or expensive without getting sales. And so they're constantly wickering the ads, the keyword targeting to try to deliver. I know some people who use only one or two keywords in an ad, so they can separate them all and just cancel the whole ad rather than keep it rolling. And they can add to ones that are resonating. But once again, that's a lot of data. You have screens and screens of data. Even if you put them in the same ad group, it's just so much information to go through. And that is your advanced course stuff that I suggest you get from the Ads for Authors course, and especially Ricardo Fayette's version that you can learn from and get much, much better. But what I wanted to go through today was show you that this isn't that hard. You can get started and you can get some information that'll be good for you, some data, and also you might learn that your blurb and keywords are not aligned. The people who are clicking aren't buying. And that's the worst information you can get, but it's also the best because it'll make you more professional in looking at the data dispassionately and not saying, I'm a loser and my books suck. That may not be the case at all. I mean, it may be the case, but it shouldn't be. You're It's probably that misalignment, and they're just showing your book to the wrong readers. Write a great book, put it in the right readers' hands, and that's why Amazon's automatic stuff especially ones, I mean, I've written thousands of blurbs for myself. So my blurbs are okay. They're pretty good. And so if I can get them to the blurb, I have a good chance to make the sale. And then that aligns with the book. It's so important to align that blurb with the book. Do I tend to cycle through platforms? No, I use Amazon ads. That's where buyers go. Now, BookBub ads, I've spent a lot of money on BookBub ads and gotten no fee, no sales. What I recommend with BookBub ads is you really have to nail that 300 pixel by 300 pixel graphic that goes in the ad. That is the critical thing. It has to be the right background color, has to have the right hook, it has to have the right information and be targeted on the right authors. In order to target an author, they need to have like 1,000 followers or more. So yeah, you can target me if you want on BookBub ads and target other people, but in science fiction, there's a very limited number of people you can target. Thrillers, there's a huge variety of people you can target, and you got to be careful who, and those ad costs go up. So BookBub ads, they can be effective, but you got to really play around with them and figure them out. Facebook ads, I'm not running Facebook ads until after the U.S. election is over because Facebook is a pretty toxic place right now, and I just don't want to. I don't want to hassle with that because people aren't casually browsing Facebook to buy books and then reading all the toxicity that people are posting and flailing and wailing and gnashing of teeth and renting clothing and all that stuff. That's people don't go there for. You want to go there for cat videos, for Christ's sake. So show a cat video and buy Craig's book. So I'm doing no Facebook ads until like mid-month, November. I'll start them up again. And my Facebook ads are generally to bring people onto my newsletter. That's where I find my readership, age 45 to 65 plus, and women mostly, because they read, they buy 60%. I mean, it's numbers. It's not sexist. It's just 60% of buyers on Amazon for books are women. They know this. All right. So why would I spend so much time and effort targeting 40% when I can spend the same time and effort to target 60%? That's how it does. That's how it works. It's business. It's nothing personal. It's nothing misogynistic or anything. Hey, women are readers. I'm writing for women, and I'm targeting women with my ads because they read, they buy, and then they buy the next book. There we go. All right, hour and 15 minutes. Not too bad. We had some glitches there where I was trying to figure out the damn screen and how everything was working. But I know now, and this will be the last Zoom for a while until I figure out what else I want to talk to. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully you followed along with the advertising screen, advertising.amazon.com. I have different accounts for .co.uk for the UK version and for uh, uh, Australia and Germany. I don't advertise in Canada. It's too small market. I have so few sales in Germany. I don't mess with it. And fill out your tax information and make the magic happen. My Facebook ads. Oh yeah, I just give a book away for free. Hey, want to read a book for free? Join my newsletter. That's it. And then they get a free book and through BookFunnel, so I get their email that's integrated with my email server, and I automatically get them on there, and they get the book. Life is good. And I just changed that. I ran the same book for years, like 5 years, and then I just changed it to a group of 14 short stories, but it's 100,000 words. So 100,000 word a grouping of short stories where they can search through and find one that appeals to them and then join me that way. And I generally get people for less than 50 cents a person, 50 cents a name on the newsletter through those ads. All right, got those. Somebody asked about notes for last week. They're on the Successful Indie Author Facebook group. I put the slides in there, and I'll put today's slides in there shortly. And when I stop recording here, I'll download that video and then upload it to YouTube later, so you can rewatch and see how I fumble through and mispronounce stuff and other things. There are a lot of people who do newsletters out there, far better than I. Just look for them. Tammy Labrecque, I would recommend her. Uh, her courses, her books. She has two books out, and I think Newsletter Ninja is her brand. So look for those books that they're going to tell you the most and the best about newsletters. I fumble along and just make it happen. But like I said, Craig the Idiot's Guide to Amazon Ads. If I can make them work, you can too. It starts with writing a great book, and then you put it in the right reader's hands, and Amazon will help you if you've written a blurb that is aligned with your book, not a synopsis, but one that asks questions that your book answers in a genre appropriate way. What magic will the Fae use? Okay, that says urban fantasy. That says Fae. That's a, okay. Alignment. Everything is about aligning to bring those right readers to you. So, two different people want a newsletter assistance. Tammy Labreck. Let me push you off on to her way because she knows that shit inside and out, upside down and backwards because that's what she does. So get her books, Newsletter Ninja. Take a look and read. They're available in ebook form, so you can have them within 3 minutes and start answering your questions and get you set up for success with your newsletter. Building it as well as keeping them engaged. That's the important thing. Once you get them on there, that's not the end. That's not the end game. The end game is keeping them on there because they're not just going to jump on for a free book and then bail out. You lost them. Uh, uh, Keeping them on board and how do you do that? And she goes through all of that far better than I could. So uh, it's not that I have to know anything. All I have to do is know the people who know everything. And Ricardo Fayette, James Blatch, those people know stuff. Tammy Labreck, they know stuff. So many people out there with great knowledge and great information. And one last plug, an author's legacy. You're all here because you're all authors. You want to sell your books. You want to make more money. The An author's legacy. I wrote that with Audrey Huey to help you manage your author estate now as well as later. I've got one laying around here. I've got two actually. I've got the spiral bound version, and here's the perfect version. And actually, they're both pretty good. The spiral bound is the paper's a little better. I think Lulu really did us well with those. But an author's legacy, you can't beat that because it helps you manage your business today and helps your heirs. And no matter how young you are, I know too many authors who have passed away. I've finished 3 different series for authors who passed away. And I've had another author who passed away on me as a co-author that we didn't do anything else with that series because he only had one book. And then other authors who passed away. One I knew was making tens of thousands of dollars a month. I think he was 20 to 30,000 a month. He passed away from a heart attack out of the blue, a younger fella. And you know what he's making now? Zero. That estate completely imploded because he was the driving force. His spouse had no idea how to run the business, and he left nothing behind to help somebody else pick up those pieces and keep that revenue generating. Don't do your heirs ugly. You're going to be gone, but what do you care? Well, you better care. They're your heirs. They're your beneficiaries. And author's legacy. Do it and fill it out. Like mine, I didn't pop it open because I'm starting to fill it out, but little at a time, and then you'll get there. And that's peace of mind. That's help your people help you. It's it's a yeah, shameless plug. Great. Buy my book, An Author's Legacy. My God, you haven't bought it yet? Why not? Don't make me wear a sandwich board. That's embarrassing. Peace, fellow humans. Gonna cut the recording.